and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We start on the daily time frame. Bitcoin has now reached sort of the area around $60,200, $60,600 in the middle of the yellow support zone. We are just in the middle of this pullback area that we've been watching for this wave 2. Again, this is the daily time frame in which, in the preferred scenario, a fourth wave bottomed, a larger degree fourth wave, which followed after the third wave topped in March this year. In the preferred interpretation, the idea is that an ABC structure completed here on the 5th of July. That's the main idea, because from the 5th of July low, where the price bottomed locally around 53,600, we've seen a 5-wave rally to the upside into the 29th of July high. From here, so far, a pullback in 3 waves. I will start to assume that something more bearish is going on if we see a break below 56,800, because this is the 78.6 retracement of the last rally. And if we break below that level, it will typically indicate that the market has failed to rally in 5 waves. So there's always a very, very clear level that will tell us that we have to change our opinion. Now, it would simply mean that we're likely falling back into the larger fourth wave, this scenario that we've been observing in, throughout March, April, May, and June. How would be the wave count for that? A few people asked me. Well, first of all, it would mean that this fourth wave here, is likely still unfolding. I've marked it here with a question mark. Wave 4, then with support at $50,670. And the wave count, well, the wave count would be that we would have to assume that we had an A wave, yep. And that the B wave, however, didn't top here on the 7th of June, but in fact it topped here. So this would be a B wave top, the 29th of July high. And this B wave was a flat correction, basically a running flat, A, B, C, which would explain the 5-wave move down, because this would be an internal C wave, this rally from the 5th of July to the 29th of July. And then, we have an A wave down, a B wave, and this would be a C wave down, which could send us down very close to 50.6K, 50.7K, before we actually recover. Then again, it would simply mean that we're testing again the lower, let's say the lower half of that larger orange support region, and we're just falling back into this wave count. But that's not expected until we break below 56,700, 56,800 on a sustained basis, which is obviously the key support for the yellow support area, or for the the key support in the yellow support area, but for the 1-2 setup that we've been tracking. Be aware that the local trend is still down. So I think, it's always important to understand, zoomed out, we're in a range. If we then zoom in a little bit further, we can make a case for the trend to be up from the 5th of July, but obviously we are in a pullback. And the very, very local trend from the 29th of July high is down. So we naturally have to expect lower prices until the price gives us a first micro 5-wave move up, followed by a 3-wave pullback, a micro 1-2 setup in this third wave to the upside. Very, very important. Now let's go back to the 1-hour chart. Quick reminder, today is Sunday, obviously, which you, I guess, all know. Every Sunday we cover a topic in our member live stream. Takes place at 5 p.m. UTC. Today, we're going to talk about the Fed interest rates and what could happen to altcoins, Bitcoin, the markets, when the interest rates are being reduced. When the Fed starts to reduce interest rates, this is a question a lot of subscribers, members had, and we're going to cover it today in the member live stream. If you're interested in that, check out our membership. You'll find the link in the description. Just mention it because it is an interesting topic. I know a lot of people have asked me in the comments, but the best place to talk about that is in the member live streams. Great place to interact and so on. So if you're interested, check it out. So looking at this 1 hour time frame, we have this 5-wave move up and corrective pullback. And in yesterday's update, which I made around the same time as now, I highlighted to you that we're still watching for one more low on the Bitcoin chart, and there was no indication that we've bottomed. So I highlighted to you that we need to see a break above a certain resistance area in 5 waves to have an indication that we've bottomed, which hasn't happened, but the wave count still allowed for one more low. Until this happens, I'm watching for one more low. So if we zoom in now into this update screenshot signal on Discord, then you see the 4th wave unfolded yesterday. I think we wanted it to stretch out a little further, which it did. My assumption was it might last all Saturday, but yeah, obviously we started that 5th wave down already yesterday, so Bitcoin was fast. And we've come close to the next fib support at 59,400. But what I want to share with you is a lot of people were bearish yesterday. That was just in line with forecast. So now you can see here that the wave count to the downside is full with that last low that actually happened. Let's go back to the live chart. And the wave count is full because we have this 5-wave move in wave C now. So that of course doesn't mean we have to turn around, but it means that we have to be watching for a reversal. Now, I have to say in this entire decline from the 29th of July high, after we saw that 5th wave top, we've seen very, very shallow corrective rallies only. That's not necessarily unusual, but I would have liked to see more healthy B waves, for example, here. You know? But okay, it didn't happen. That still means that the situation hasn't changed. So the support area is really what matters. And the wave count to the downside is full. Now it could get a few more downside adjustments, no problem. For example, I mean, at the moment there is literally no indication we've bottomed. So my view is normally that I'm watching for lower prices from an analysis point of view until the trend is changing. When is the trend changing? Well, when we get a 5-wave move up followed by a 3-wave pullback. Maybe the first 1-2 setup in this wave 1. More reliable would be this entire wave 1 followed by a wave 2 pullback. This is a smaller degree 1-2 setup, which would prepare us for the 3rd wave of the 3rd wave, which could take us towards 90k. So essentially what we need to see now is a 5-wave move up initially above the 62,200 level, the last swing high, but better this area here around the B wave top at 65,600. If we get further downside, more lows, which is also likely because we haven't got, I mean, literally it's just moved sideways. Since it completed the wave count, it's just moved sideways. Bear in mind, a completed wave count doesn't mean we're turning around. It just means that the minimum expectations for this decline are fulfilled, the minimum. Of course, it can always extend further because the trend is still down locally. Now we just need to watch for reversal signals. The next support is around 59,400 and then 58,400 and then the 56.8k level down here, which is the lower boundary of the yellow box. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.